Rule 22s. I have a Rule 22 from Fox News, WAGA-TV. What says the state?
No position, Judge.
What says the defense?
Judge, we're going to object, continue to object to cameras and recording devices in the courtroom. If the court is inclined to allow that, we would ask that the court order that all cameras, recorders, mics be turned off when the court is not in session. And though when we were in Cobb County, the court had ordered that there be no cell phone photography taken in the courtroom as well.
I agree with those things. To the members, ladies and gentlemen of the press, first off, no pictures of jurors, which I think you all know and that's standard, but I want to put on the record and my opinion on it is, and I greatly appreciate that. And secondly, turning the devices off during breaks is reasonable because counsel may be speaking with their client and they have a right to have those be privileged and not heard by others. And if it's not accommodated in the way I'm requesting, then there's a whole lot of extra rigmarole for them to be able to talk to their client during the break, which will slow the process up. So that needs to be something that you all accommodate. Also, it's against state law to use a phone to take pictures of the proceedings. So the Rule 22s only apply to the cameras that are being authorized. And last time we tried to pick a jury in this case, we had to stop for about 3 hours because that was going on. And I was meeting the law, I have a right to do this. And I finally said, well, no, you don't, here's the law. And then graciously it was said to me, I'm sorry. Which I think, I appreciated that someone said that we're sorry. So with those caveats, I am going to authorize the media and sign the Rule 22s. The next one is news for Jax. Any statement that either party cares to make about that?
No, Your Honor.
For the state or the defense? The same?
I don't even know what that is, Judge. What are you asking?
Oh, it's okay. News for Jax. I'm assuming it's a Jacksonville code. We're just not familiar with it.
Same position.
Let's see if I can give you a better. Yes, it appears to be a news affiliate out of Jacksonville, Florida. Am I not loud enough? Let's see if that's fine. All right, the next I have is WSB-TV. Anything in the state of the defense?
Same position.
WXIA, what says the state?
No position.
The defense?
Same.
Same rules. Those are all I have. Or maybe some more, I don't know. I'm sure that they will present themselves at the appropriate time and hand it to the clerk. Does this make it better for people to hear me? Maybe I don't want to. Is that better?
Be here.
Oh, wait, okay. All right, we have approximately, we may have exactly 25 jurors who have hardships, and we're going to take up the hardship hearings first.
I'll send for them, Judge.
Thank you. While they're coming, is there anything that we need to address with the state?
Judge, I know Ryan came to us and asked about a formal order, and I crafted a proposed formal order regarding change of venue. I don't believe the defense is asking for it, but we would ask that we just do a formal one as well, even though you've orally pronounced it and done a sentencing order as well.
I don't know, Tom, that would be sent as
One of the parties will do an order for you, Judge.
All right, y'all get me in order together. Do it not pro temp to, I'm gonna do it on the 11th, on the 10th. I know there are several motions, we'll probably do those this afternoon, but sometime fairly shortly.
But while we're waiting for those prospective jurors, I have a question, Charles, as well.
But just one minute. One y'all anticipate having this?
We figure probably sometime during the trial, see how the evidence unfolds, but perhaps,
Maybe a little something earlier than that, please.
we'll get something together for you, Judge.
At least get it done. Thank you. All right, let's have our first juror. Well, should be standing in the hallway, otherwise they knock me in.
She said, y'all can see. Hello, got one and 14. Let's bring it around there. We got yeah, bring it around. Sure. Yeah, we'll bring it right here. Right here. This will be better. No, I think the first bench is good. Yeah. Do about 6 per row. 6 person per row. So that's- That's good. That's good. That's 6 per row.
When the jurors are seated, I'll work with the lawyers. If y'all could approach, please. So, what's your name?
Timothy Hall.
Mr. Hall? We're going to be administering oaths, and I'm going to be asking people to stand. So I know that's causing you some trouble, and I don't want you to have to do that anymore unless you want to do that. But I want you to expressly to get yourself as comfortable as you can do. And so if there's enough, just raise your hand, okay? All right, the clerk is going to swear in all of the jurors who've come in with hardship requests. So if you'll follow Mr. Phillips' instructions. Yeah.
Everyone stand, please. Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear affirming testimony so you to the court on this nothing but the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Keith Ann. If you will come first, and we'll take you first, okay? So, find your way to the witness stand.
Just come on around with the judge. Just bring it around. Next time around, y'all just come out the side right here. Come on around, okay?
Okay, that works. We're all new to this. Very good. Good morning. First thing I'd like to do is remind you that you're on the road. Second thing I'd like to do is ask you your name.
Frankie Farmer.
Varna,
Yes, ma'am. F-A-R-N-U-M.
F-A-R-N-U-M. And I've got these in, I took you particularly at first. You asked to be excused from the case.
Yes, ma'am.
Would you please state the reason why?
My old lady's being induced today, and she might be between today and tomorrow.
Okay, so the mother of your child, where is she right now?
I think she might be at Dr. Brock's office, or she might be at the hospital now.
Okay, and so your child is coming,
Yes, ma'am.
and you're expecting it to be either today or tomorrow?
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions by the state,
No, Your Honor.
by the defense?
We don't have any questions.
Y'all approach.
The last initial,
First and last initial.
TH.
T-H. All right. Does anybody mind if we question the juror from where he's seated for his comfort and convenience?
We don't have a problem with that, Judge. At some point, we're going to need that. We don't have a list yet of juror names, so.
Yeah. Don't have much in mind. No offense to Mr. Sharon. Okay. Sir, you've asked to be excused. Would you speak loudly for us to hear and tell us why that would be?
I have something the doctors told me I had at the emergency room the other night, but I went to main emergency care on Thursday because I'm having so much pain in my back, and it started off Monday when I left work, and I ain't paying no mind, so I took 2 Aleve and some aspirins And I woke up, you know, the next morning feeling pretty good. And I cut the yard and everything. Then after I got through cutting the yard, the pain really intensified then. It just got so bad I couldn't stand it. So I just started taking some more pills, thinking it would go away. You know. Then I went to emergency. When I went to emergency care, they said I had a pinched nerve. I had a pinched nerve on my muscle. And she said, well, to take off a couple of days. I said, that's fine, because I couldn't sleep. I couldn't walk. I barely walk to the bathroom, which is 5 feet away. And so she gave me some painkilling pills, and maybe some of them make me drowsy and sleepy. So I took that, and I'm still taking that. But it got so bad night before last that I couldn't take one step without almost falling. This was like 3 o'clock in the morning. And I was like, man, I got to go to the emergency room now. And then I went to the emergency room, so they put me on. So the doctors told me she said my muscles is so tense now and it's tightened up. I don't know how it happened, you know. And she said, well, she put me on some more pills, and they're high dose pain pills. I want to take one now because I want to make it to my car. It'll be about 30 minutes before I make it to my car, but that's how much pain I'm in now. And I'm going straight to a specialist when I leave here. I mean, I'm doing a beeline right there to it. I mean, because if I can't use, I'm just hurting bad, man. I don't know if I'm gonna be able. I'm all right as long as I'm sitting down. But once I go to moving, it's old game. It's old. I'm throwing up my hands. I got to sit down anywhere. I sit down anywhere, lay down. I can't sleep. I mean, it's been really, really bad. I ain't never had this much pain in my life. I had a massive heart attack, and I flatlined 8 times, and I didn't even feel that as much pain as this got me right now. Oh man, this is really, if you can let me go now, I'm going straight to a specialist. He probably gonna put me on some heavy, I don't know what he gonna do. But whatever he do to help me to relieve this pain, so I can get back to my life as walking straight, I'll be good. And I'll be mostly appreciative to y'all if y'all would let that happen this morning. Thank you.
Questions by the staff?
I don't have any questions.
By the defense?
No, ma'am, I don't have any questions.
I need y'all to approach the bench.
Mr. Hall.
Mr. Chairman, will give you your next directions, and I hope you follow.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. I think we should just go down the aisle. Are you all okay with everybody doing the sir on the front row. Right here. MH. You can just have a seat. We'll talk to you from where you are.
Oh, okay.
You often moved around enough today, don't you think? Yeah. Yes, sir. What is your, what would you like to bring to our attention?
Okay, my daughter is, wedding is this Saturday up in Virginia Beach. And it's been planned for some time. I'll be making a trip up to Virginia Beach Wednesday night and returning on Monday.
Okay.
So,
Well,
you
congratulations.
know, I'm open to compromise. I mean, that's, I wasn't sure exactly what was involved here.
All right. So you're leaving Wednesday, what time?
Probably be Wednesday evening.
Okay, all right.
Then returning sometime, probably get back here about Monday afternoon.
Does the state have questions?
No questions, Judge.
Does the defense?
Mr. H, if we just called you back maybe Tuesday of next week, that'd be fine then.
Yeah, after Tuesday, no problem.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Counsel, I don't need all of y'all, but if you want to designate somebody in advance.
Yes, ma'am.
It's Tuesday the 20th.
Pardon?
It's Tuesday the 20th. Well, yeah.
Yes, it is.
It is. Because 7 and 2, I can do that, 7 and 2 is 9. There's a school teacher back there nodding at me, I think. The lady behind you is going, yes, it's simple math. I figured she's a school teacher.
No, it's,
Yeah, that'll work. All right, Mr. Sharon's gonna help. And you want your notes here? You get these. I have them. I will have- He's gonna come around and you can step out and Mr. Sharon will help you.
yeah, thank you.
What are your initials?
BB.
B. And what is it that you want to call to our attention?
I'm an ER physician. I'm scheduled to work tomorrow night and the following night. And I work in Fitzgerald, Georgia, which is about 2.5 hours.
Would you tell us something about the size of the emergency department in Fitzgerald?
Yes, ma'am. At the present rate, we're seeing about 14,000 patients a year. We have single physician coverage in 12-hour shifts. And on the weekend, we have a nurse practitioner also. The way the company I work for, or actually I'm actually just a contractor with them, works, they make the schedule 3 months in advance. The majority of ER doctors, not only there, but everywhere else that work as contractors, work in more than one place. That's the reason I make the schedule so far in advance, so everybody can get their days arranged at different places. But it also makes it difficult on short notice to do any changing. There are 5 doctors that work, and this year occasion there'll be one that comes in that doesn't work regularly there, and we all work in different places. The youngsters work in a lot more different places, several. But part of our contract is that we're responsible for finding a replacement if it's short notice. And if we can't find a replacement and the company does, what they usually do is they'll find somebody who'll come to work and they'll charge, the doctor will say, well, I'll work down there for double time or triple time or whatever, because, I don't really want to go to work today. And if that's the case, the guy that can't work, under the contract has to pay the extra. But more to the point, like if something happens, like happened to me a while back, the doctor relieved me, had a car accident. So I was just, stuck there working until they got a relief in, which luckily only took about 6 more hours. But, there's a guy working tomorrow day shift, I work night shift. Same guy comes back Wednesday for day shift, and I work Wednesday night shift. So if I can't find someone, and so far I've not, and the company can't find someone even paying them extra, then that poor fellow is stuck there. And you can't leave until you're relieved by the other doctor, which in his case would put him there 48 hours if I was here.
Questions about the state?
Just a few. Good morning. Based on the type of job that you do and things of that nature, with the schedules that you have, would you ever be able to work in to be a possible juror in a case?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Because I don't have anything the rest of the week once I get home Wednesday morning. I get home Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you were selected as a juror in the case and then you were asked to be on the jury and it took some time, would you then be able to possibly get the schedules changed, say 3 weeks from now, something like that?
If with that much notice, probably so, yes.
Okay. That's all I have.
From the defense?
Nothing further.
Counsel, question? You will go with Mr. Sharon, he'll give you your next instruction. Just so all of you know, we're going to break around noon. I know some of y'all want a body break, just to be honest. So 5 more minutes is going to work. Or 10. Oh, yes, sir.
SB.
SP. Big. All right. What would you like to share with us, please, sir?
I run a small business, 12 employees, and it's very crucial for me to be in that business most all the time. 3 days is the most I take off at any time for a vacation. So if it was drawn out over a longer period of time, it'd be very hard for me to do that. And plus, I'm expanding the company that I do business with and contract to at Georgia Pacific. They're asking me to expand into Florida, and it's something that I've got to go next week and look at. And the expansion will probably take over December 1st of January. So it's going to be a lot of time trying to do this.
What's that?
No questions, Judge.
I'm sorry, you said it was SB?
SB.
Okay, you're the owner of a small business with about 12 employees, okay, and you never take more than 3 days off?
3 or 4 days is about as much as I take off.
Okay. So if you were ever called into a trial that lasted a whole week, you just wouldn't be able to serve?
It'd be hard.
Okay. If you were asked to sit in this case and it didn't get started until a couple of weeks from now, would you be able to go ahead and handle your business down in Florida, wherever, and get that completed, come on back?
When I start that business in Florida, I myself will have to be there probably the first 20 or 25 days. And still try to run my brother's operation too. But it's gonna be a lot of time, it's gonna be time consuming there.
Okay. Have you got any employees that can pick up the slack for you and take care of some of this?
Not to the point of what I do. I mean, my son works for me, but he still cannot do and make the decisions I've never made.
Okay. Do you mind telling us what kind of industry this is?
Yeah, Georgia Pacific is who I'm contracted to,
Mhm.
and they're in the pulp and paper business. And I'm in the maintenance business, and I take care of a lot of their equipment.
Okay. All right. If you were able to be in contact with your son by telephone, some in the evenings or on the weekends and, during the lunch hour, you think he might be able to handle it if you could have that sort of communication?
I mean, he could, but that wouldn't be the problem. The problem can be the communication with Georgia Pacific and myself, because I'm really the only person they talk to about this business.
All right, thank you.
What time frame are you talking to them about the business?
Over the new business, well, that'd be, they haven't set a date yet. Well, that'd be opening December 1st or January 1st.
Right, but it sounds like you'll be, either December or January, you're gonna be out of the area down in Florida, building up that part of the business.
Right, and between now and then, I've got to get to the point to start that business.
And I'm assuming part of that is talking to Georgia Pacific and setting up the contracts, and negotiating with them, and getting people lined up to do the work.
To hire, right.
Okay. And if we kept you on jury duty and you were able at breaks to get on the phone and there was lunch, and then we're gonna work a work day, a business day. It sounds like that would be conceivable as long as the December or January timeframe is met. Is that possible? I mean, it doesn't sound optimal. I know what optimal for you is. Optimal is I give you wings and you get to fly.
Exactly.
But if I don't give you wings and you don't get to fly, if we coordinated along those lines, that would be an accommodation.
Yeah. I mean, my contact with them is 5, 6, 8, 10 times a day with their corporate office.
Mhm.
So, I mean, even right now, my phone's probably flooded up with emails,
But you're doing it telephonically or electronically.
yes.
Come on up, y'all.
Oh, I'm going down to the vocational period next week.
Oh, all right.
The Georgia Pacific
That's good for
vocational.
us to know. It's
Oh,
a good thing Mr. Sharon made note.
Okay, yeah. I'm not sure what day yet, but I know I've got, it's kind of scheduled for Wednesday, but that's subject to change.
Okay, well, we'll work with that for sure.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. We'll take one more person before we close. Eric, you may have it, please. initials, please.
DB.
DB. What would you like to share with us?
I'd just like to share and report that I'm a primary care physician, VA clinic in Jacksonville, Florida. Take care of animal development veterans. Unfortunately, the VA struggle with access issues with the Northern veteran population in Jacksonville. In particular, is home to quite a number of facilities, Navy facilities. So it have a substantial number of daily applicants trying to get access to the VA there. And of course, staff shortages are what they are. We do what we can to try to cover one another, but certainly prolonged period of absences are challenging. We have to pick up the slack for other providers who may be out. It's really,
What does your typical day look like?
I get up, while I leave where I live, drive 75 miles to Jacksonville, start seeing things at 7:30. My schedule ends at 4, and then I end whenever I get through, and then I drive back to this area.
How many veterans do you typically see in a day?
We see, we see in person anywhere from 12 to 16, and then we answer emails, veterans, and we make phone calls, appointments as well.
Does the state have questions?
No, Your Honor.
Does the defense?
I just want to make sure I understand, Mr. B, you're kind of like a first line doctor. You're
I
not-
am a primary care physician. Yes.
So you don't have surgery schedules and
no.
that sort of? Thank you, sir.
Counsel approach. Excuse you to step out the door, and Mr. Sherman's going to give you your next directions.
Thank you.
Thank you for helping us help. I'm going to excuse the prospective jurors. I want counsel to remain so we can hold the record on this morning's hearing. I'd like you all to come back at 1 o'clock. In the meantime, keep an open mind and don't discuss this matter with each other or any other person. Don't let anyone contact you in any way about the case. Have absolutely no contact with the attorneys, parties, or witnesses to the case. Don't pursue any independent investigation of anything to do with the case. You know nothing about it. You know you have a summons and you know a case name and that's it. So keep yourself in that place. And I hope you have a very pleasant, lovely lunch and come back at 1 o'clock. Yes, ma'am?
If I don't have a hardship, there was just one question on the paper that I didn't know exactly what to answer, so that's why he sent me back here. My husband had dropped me off, so he doesn't know the timing or anything.
Okay, so you're saying that you don't have a hardship, you don't think?
No, it was just a question on my paperwork.
Okay, well, why don't you stay and speak with Mr. Sharon, and he can get you in the right place for Clark to know when you'll be coming back for your jury questioning. That's this gentleman right here. So if you'll remain, anybody else want to opt out of this? Well, I had to try now, didn't I?
I could just wait right
Okay.
there.
Oh, okay. I'm I'm gonna excuse you until 1 o'clock. Have a good lunch. Yeah, come back. The medals and all will have a